Hail, hail, hello, proud supporter of Celtic. A bombshell has just dropped and I bring it to you firsthand. This breaking news is already stirring up heated debate among the Hoops faithful, but before diving into all the details, don't forget to hit that like button so you never miss the latest updates on the Bhoys. Now, without further ado, let's get to the heart of it. Celtic have often been accused of playing it too safe in the transfer market. But the truth is, over the decades, the Hoops haven't hesitated to open the checkbook when they believed something big was on the horizon. And today we bring you, exclusively, a list that not only stuns with the sums involved, but also lays bare just how time can turn heroes into disappointments, the most expensive starting athletes in Celtic history. A $78 million squad that blends eternal legends with names many supporters would rather forget. Yes, modern football runs on spreadsheets, stats, and buy-sell models, the infamous buy low, sell high strategy that's now gospel behind the scenes at Parkhead. And if anyone still had doubts about this model's success, just look at last summer's jaw-dropping $20 million profit from Jota. That deal was the perfect example of the system working. A raw talent, polished on the pitch, sold at his peak. But it hasn't always been that way. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, the landscape was very different. Celtic were trying to compete on the European stage with heavy signings, especially from down south or the continent. The checks were generous, but as every die-hard supporter knows, not everything that glitters is gold. For every star who shone at Celtic Park, there's another who barely made a dent, or worse, became a running joke among rivals. And here comes the shocker. Within this financial dream team, two extremes meet. On one end, the most expensive player in the club's history. On the other, a name remembered as the second worst signing ever. It's almost poetic or more tragic to see those two side by side, an eternal reminder that every transfer in football is a spin of the emotional roulette. And no one understands that better than the devoted green and white faithful. But this isn't just about numbers, it's about what those names symbolize. The hopes they carried, the chants that welcomed them, the dreams they lit, and, in some cases, the hearts they broke. Who could forget the buzz when Chris Sutton arrived? Or the jubilation around Odsonne Edouard's signing, who more than lived up to his price tag and cemented himself as a club icon? On the flip side, some still wince at certain names that drained the budget and delivered crumbs on the pitch. That's why this XE isn't just a behind-the-scenes curiosity. It's a snapshot of Celtic's very soul, a blend of boldness, passion, mistakes, and triumphs. Every player on this list tells a story. Stories of glory, heartbreak, redemption. Stories that shaped the club, fueled pub debates across Glasgow, and left lasting marks on the terraces of Parkhead. The truth is, every pound spent was a vote of belief, a statement of faith in the project, the shirt, the mystique of Celtic. And even when it went wrong, even when the maths didn't add up, the fans kept believing, because that's what sets great clubs apart from the merely wealthy, the ability to turn failures into lessons and victories into legends. Today, looking at this multi-million XE, every Celtic fan is invited to remember, to laugh, to cry, but above all, to feel pride. Because this team, with all its contradictions, represents who we are, passionate, intense, and forever loyal. Let the future bring more gambles, more heroes, and yes, even more flops, as long as, in the end, Celtic remains what it's always been, a love beyond price.